What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for you rascals and rapscallions out there. First and foremost, I want to thank my very good friend, Pope Brandon Brownson, for providing the music for my new intro. Pope is a very good friend of mine, very swell guy, very talented. You can go on Spotify and check out his music, Pope Brandon Brownson. He's also like the godfather to YouTube in a way to me. Very successful YouTuber in my eyes, and he helped me a lot in my early days. So you can also subscribe to one of his many channels. I'm sure Pope always has tons of channels, but just search Pope Brandon Brownson. He's got lots of good shit. He is one hell of a guy. But anyways, on to the business at hand. As you guys can see from the title, this is a horror movie collection update video. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you would know this is my favorite video to make because as a physical media collector, who doesn't like a mail day? As you can see, I got a lot of titles behind me. I just got done putting together this new spinning rack today. It holds like 600 Blu-rays or something because I'm running out of space. But anyways, yeah, let's get straight into the movies, everything I picked up. I believe I have 19 new movies, 15 titles, 15 physical releases with 19 movies in them altogether. Anyways, let's get right into it. So the first one is, which by the way, this rack makes this very convenient for these update videos. I have Ghoulies 1 and 2. Now I know Scream Factory originally put this double pack out and it goes for a ton of money, and I want to say this is, what is it, Umbrella Underground or something? They put this out, again, not too long ago, and I'm very excited to watch this. I joke around a lot about how much I love Ghoulies 2, which is very true. I just think anytime I talk bad about a movie, I gotta think I love Ghoulies 2. That's like kind of my bar I use. But yeah, I love Ghoulies 1, but Ghoulies 2 is so good. In the carnival, that setting and everything. I just love these movies. I wish Part 3 would come out on Blu-ray. Ghoulies Go to College. That is one of the funniest, best, cheesy horror movies I've ever seen. If you don't agree, fight me. It's free on Tubi, but I'd still like a Blu-ray release. Let's see, next one. Frailty. Now this is a title that was suggested to me by my good friend Sean. Let's just read this description on the back to refresh everyone here. Years after traumatizing a small Texas community, the God's Hand killer has returned, leaving in his wake perplexing trail of fear and death. Convinced that he knows the killer's identity, Fenton Meek shows up at FBI headquarters intent of putting an end to the murderous rampage and revealing his conscious consensus of his family's sinister secrets. So obviously one thing we can gain from that description is I don't know how to read. I went to public schools. I'm sorry guys, I'm tired. It's been a long day for me, but this seems more like a psychological thriller kind of. I'd have to see it, but it's got Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, and coming from a guy like Sean, I know this is going to be good. Thanks for the suggestion, brother. All right, next is another one I don't know much about, but just the name of it alone had me sold when I first heard this being released. Hell High. This is an Arrow Video release. You know you can never really go wrong with Arrow Videos. And look at the slip on the back. Now, I don't have many slip covers through Arrow Video, but I pre-ordered this one. I was excited for this. Glad to have the slip, just with the name Hell High. But from what I've heard, this isn't really what you would think as like a typical slasher. There's like a lot of other elements that make it much different than a slasher. So honestly, from everything I've heard, from what I could determine from the name alone and what I've looked up, it's going to be a bit of a surprise for me, so I'm excited to check this one out. Let's see, now we have Deadly Manor, another Arrow Video release. To be honest, I don't really remember what this one's about. Let's see, whilst en route of a lake, a group of youngsters make an unscheduled stop off a remote, seemingly abandoned mansion where they decide to spend the night, but the property is full of forbidden signs, a bloodstained car. Okay, I get it. Slasher, a bunch of kids show up in a mansion, get killed. this is what I'm talking about. If you guys have watched my channel for any length of time, you would know slashers are my number one favorite type of horror films, probably followed by comedy horror and zombie flicks. But yeah, Arrow Video can't go wrong. Now this is another one. I don't remember who put this out originally. I want to say Scream Factory did this, but this is a re-release through uh, Kino Larber. I didn't want to fuck up the name. Been fucking up this video enough as it is, but that is New Year's Evil. Now, I've heard mixed reviews about this, but to be fair, there isn't that many New Year's Eve themed horror movies out there, so I'm excited to check this out. No slip, no dip, so I'm excited to get the slip. And that is a pretty cool like cover art right there. A lot of people don't really like these redone like cover arts. A lot of people like the original theatrical artwork, which I think that's the fun of like getting slip covers. That a lot of times you can have the original art underneath and have like the new art on top, or vice versa, whichever way they release it. But I can't get enough of like this type of artwork that gets published and put out for these new releases. New releases, new releases to Blu-ray, I should say. But yeah, I love that type of shit. And now this is one. Now, what's this actor's name? Joe Carey. He's Steve, I believe Steve from Stranger Things. I had to pick this one up. I've heard a little bit about this. I believe a Netflix film, maybe. It looks like a Netflix film. Now, you guys know me. I'm not really into like new horror or anything, and this is kind of like an interesting take. I don't like found on footage either, but to be honest, I'm such a fan of this guy, Steve. I think he's supposed to be like an Uber driver, and he records his killings. It just seemed kind of fun, so I decided to pick it up. All right, and now we're gonna go into a whole different dimension here. Visual Vengeance is a new company that just came out, so I guess I should do these in order. Yeah, Visual Vengeance. I guess it was like a sister company to another company. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but they started putting out these horror films, like really weird horror flicks, like shot on film. And I believe I have the first 3 releases here. So I don't know if I'm going to be a completist and get them all, but if there was a time to do it, now would be it. But so the first one from Visual Vengeance is Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Yeah, that's a name, right? This is apparently known. Look at that. It's kind of like the Japanese version of The Evil Dead. And I watched this film. It was pretty crazy. This is on Tubi if you want to check it out. But in 1995, 62 minutes is the film. I believe the story was this was shot like a decade or so earlier, and all the footage was lost. And then the director, he did everything: directed, produced, wrote, starred in it. I guess he decided like redo the whole movie. I'm not very clear about the story, exactly how it goes. So if you know a little bit better than me, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I watched this one. This was fucking awesome. This was wild. I've never seen a horror movie have some of the best stock motion and some of the worst stock motion in the same movie. But this was a really fun film. But most importantly, man, honestly, Visual Vengeance is kicking ass in terms of like their presentation, because standard like Scream Factory style slip, but then we got the other art underneath, which I love. This that looks cool. And then when you open it up, we also have the theatrical art. If you can see that. Not going to pull it out all the way, but so that's 3 different arts with the slip and 2 reversible slips. Usually they'll do like whatever slip and then the same image on one side of the the cover art and reversible to whatever else. But what I really like about Visual Vengeance for what they've been doing is they put out a lot of extras. Like for one, they put out like usually the mini poster, which I'm not going to unfold it. It's just like the same art as the cover here. So that's cool, but they've been giving out like these sticker packs too, which I really dig. So you got what? Exploitation, shot on video, Super 8, horror. these would just be fun for to stick on certain stuff. Which I'm so weird. I feel like I'm not going to use any of these stickers because it's like part of the collection, and they usually seem to add something a little extra. Which this one is like a video store card. I for video rent what's it say, rent 10 get one free. So I think that's pretty cool. Just as a collector, that's something you got to understand. Like, if you're into horror, you're really into horror. There's like two levels of horror. Like, oh, I like horror. I'll watch the new Candyman movie, or I'll watch the new Scream movie that comes out. And then there's nerds like us that love this shit. And I think in a dying age of physical media, for these boutique labels, this is definitely a good move to kind of, feed towards like the diehard fans that we all are. So, yeah, I love the work Visual Vengeance is doing. This was a fun movie. And also, number one in the spine, Visual Vengeance number one. And we'll move on to Visual Vengeance number two, Necrophiles. This is a shot on video film. Now, this movie is so fucking weird, you guys. This is pretty much about like a rapist killer who gets killed by the police, and then a satanic cult brings him back to life through a sacrifice of killing like a newborn baby. Then he comes back in zombie form and kills a bunch of people, and he's raping women as he kills them until his baby seed, this like little dead baby covered in blood, is flying around on like these fish hook strings or fishing lines and whatever, and he's coming back flying through the air to kill the zombie. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I don't really condone a lot of the shit that I'm talking about in this film, obviously, but when you're a horror fan, sometimes you got to seek out some of the weirdest and strangest things. This had its moment. It was very gory, very fun, very strange movie right here. And same thing, you got the slip. Then there's the cover art underneath, which is strange. Muscle Bodybuilder didn't have the little clicky on the Blu-ray. Not that that matters at all, but yeah, so same thing. It says the poster, the stickers again, and it actually comes with a condom, Necrophiles. And I like on the back it says this product is for entertainment uses, not for human use. I just think that's funny because if you were going to use like a Necrophiles condom, like you're pretty fucked in the head, man. But either way, both of these titles so far, this is number 2 in the series, were a lot of fun. And then the third one I got, I picked up. This is the third release for Visual Vengeance, which I really love this label so far. I haven't opened this one up yet, but this is the LA AIDS Jabber. This is a shot-on video movie about a dude who gets AIDS, and then he takes his blood out with a syringe and starts injecting people with AIDS in LA to get revenge or whatever. So, like, what a weird title. And let me just show you this. I don't really have bad experience ordering stuff. And when I got my original copy, I have 2 actually. The spine was a little damaged. And I got a refund. I just have to take the time to return this. But look at this movie right here. Look how bad this is. Oh man, like I'm not like that big of like a prude when it comes to like collecting movies. Like if it's a little bent, whatever. Because a lot of this stuff I'm just gonna keep. Like who the fuck's gonna buy LA AIDS Jabber from me? But yeah, I got a return for this. I just have to return it. So alternate slip or alternate cover art right there. That actually looks pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. And once again, got some fun stuff in here. The sticker pack again. But you know what, guys? I'm going to return this Blu-ray. I'm going to keep these. Don't tell nobody. I hope you guys ain't no snitches. All right. But yeah, so that's 1 through 3, Visual Vengeance. And they kind of do the same thing as like Vinegar Syndrome, where like a lot of these movies suck, but no one else would release this shit, So I feel like as a historian in like the horror genre, at least, like I'm so happy that some of these movies are getting put out, and I'm proud to put them on my shelf because we gotta. Not everything streams. LA AIDS Jabber isn't gonna stream. Maybe on Tubi, but like we gotta preserve movies, film history. Anyways, I'll move on now. The reason this is Olaf Tick Box, whatever. I forget what movie I watched with them before. The Bad Moon, the Red Moon, or something like that. This is a German director, and that was one like I have it over here, but I don't want to dig through stuff. The Bad Moon or the Red Burning Moon, I think it was. This was one of the most violent and gory movies I've ever seen, and I was excited to pick this up because the last one was on DVD, and this is like a newer film by this guy. Like I said, a German director, and this is supposed to be really, really gory. And apparently, it's like a story of like this woman who goes down to hell, and she's trying to find like a redemption and get her soul back, but she's got to go through like all the gates of hell and the most like crazy shit you ever seen, the most like violent shit, hell personified. So, I'm not a subtitle guy, but I had to pick this up. And let me know in the comments, like I said, if you've seen any of these fucked up movies, because it seems like I'm on a roll here with some fucked up movies. Now, here is a box set from Scream Factory. They have plenty out that I've never bought, like Amityville and like The Fly. I just don't care. I just don't want them, like, not that they're bad movies, but just never had my interest. And I've been kind of on a kick, like, since Ghoulies, getting Ghoulies and, like, a lot of these puppet horror movies. I decided to finally grab the Critters collection through Scream Factory. It was really cheap online. I thought, screw it. I'm going to grab it. 4-disc set. We have Critters, Critters 2, the main course, Critters 3, Critters 4. And it was cheap. I like the animatronics. I want to say, was it the guys that did Killer Clowns from Outer Space that did Critters 2? Maybe, I'm not sure. I just know the puppet work is pretty good in these films, and I don't know, I think the critters look kind of cool. Critters 2, where they have the big like critter ball and everything. So yeah, I'm excited to check that out. And I just had to buy this one too. I heard this is like pretty much be given away for free like at dollar stores after I bought it, because this was really cheap. This is like the newer version, like 2018 or 19 Critters Attack. I just figured if I'm gonna buy the Critters set, I might as well get the newer Critters movie. Practical effects like in the late 2020, or whatever. You guys know what I mean. So I figured it should be fun. The completist in me, I guess. So what else we got? All right, I just bought this one the other day because I realized I am about four or five movies short of owning the entire John Carpenter collection, most Scream Factory releases. So I bought Village of the Dam. I've heard from a lot of people this is really bad, but I remember watching this on TV as a kid. I don't think I even knew who John Carpenter was at the time, but I don't know. This shit kind of like freaked me out as a kid. These little white-haired kids and everything, and decent amount of special features. I figured, John Carpenter, that's my goal in the end. I want to have every John Carpenter title, and I think I'm like 4 titles off at this point. So, Village of the Damned. Now, this is one I actually heard. I got this as a suggestion from Dead Pit Radio. If you guys have never heard of Dead Pit Radio, these guys are legends. They were like the first horror radio show, and they took a break. They started in like 2005, went on to like 2000 or 2015, 16, so like 10 years plus. And they made their comeback in 2020, and I just started listening to these guys. And this was a suggestion, which it's bent a little bit, god damn it, from the Crazy Kentuckian, when they were talking about some of the best slashers that are underrated. The Forest, Daddy's Gone a Huntin', and it comes with the slip and everything, so I'm pretty excited to own this. I think this is late 70s, but yeah, I bought this with a gift card for Amazon that my mom gave me, so this is my mother's birthday gift to me, so excited to check this one out. And now these last two are not really horror, but they kind of are, depending on how you feel about it, so I thought I would include them. I just had to pick up the brand new Jurassic World Dominion, Jurassic Park 6. I recently bought like the 5-pack of the 4Ks and rewatched them all. I had plans to watch this in the theater, but I actually suffered a concussion wrestling, and when it was time to go, I just thought, maybe not the best idea to go to the theater, so I just kind of waited for it to come out. And yeah, I'm really excited to check this out because, like I said, I just got done rewatching like the first 5, so yeah, and I love every one of them, honestly, even part 3 or part 5. It's not that good, so yeah, excited to check this out. See the little reunion with all these guys here. And then the final one, this is definitely not horror, but In Search of Tomorrow, the definitive 80s sci-fi documentary. Now, this is put out by the same company that did In Search of... what was it? In Search of Darkness, part 1 and 2, which I have on my shelf, which I have a lame-ass Patreon credit at the end. I just support these films, man. They're like 5-6 hour documentaries, and though I'm not too much into science fiction, they have certain films in here like RoboCop that, you know, I really like, and it would just be kind of fun to like see and hear about other science fiction stuff. So yeah, especially from like an independent company, they've done great work on In Search of Darkness 1 and 2, so very happy to own this one. And that is pretty much the whole haul. I have a couple other things I want to show you guys. For one, my buddy Orville sent me this package. Now, I don't really collect DVDs, as you guys know, but he sent me in the mail Night of the Living Dead and what's this? Demona 13 or whatever? A 4-movie collection of Hostel, Hostel 2, Tattooist, and the BTK Killer. I don't own any Hostel movies. I've never seen them. And Army of Darkness. This is the best because I made a video talking about this before where I already own 2 copies on DVD. So now I own 3 copies of Army of Darkness. And I just bought the 3-disc Blu-ray from Scream Factory like 2 months ago before they announced the 4K, which I'm not going to get. I got enough Army of Darkness. And then this one's pretty cool. Just like one of these old school like multi-pack horror flicks with like 32 horror movies, you know. And he also gave me this deal, which is like one of these like Friday the 13th little sets with all these deals in here. I don't know how much of this stuff I will use. I know it comes with like a hat and duffel bag. I mean, I'll probably wear the hat. I'll probably use the duffel bag. Either way, I appreciate it, Orville. That was very nice of you. That's a cool thing, man. Once you make a YouTube channel about movies and start talking about movies nonstop, people just start giving you free movies. You know, whether I like them or not, like, fuck it, man. Like, free shit. That's awesome, you know. And I'll be happy to watch, especially that, like, 32 secs. They got some stuff from, like, the 60s in there that, like, I don't own that would be fun to watch. And this is great. This is the grand finale right here. This was given to me by, like, as you guys know, I'm an independent wrestler out of Michigan. This was given to me by like a 6 or 7-year-old girl. It was my birthday the day we wrestled. And I play a villain. I'm a bad guy. And I don't ever interact with the fans. Nothing personal, guys. Just, if you want a good guy to succeed, the villain has to play their part. So I'm not going out there and kissing babies and signing autographs. I keep it pretty set as a bad guy. But, you know, I was told at the end of the show, these little kids wanted my autograph. I went out there and I signed their shit. And this little girl, like I said, like 5, 6, 7, gave me this VHS, Solar Babies. I've never even heard of this movie. And even like the casing on this, or yeah, it opens up like a digibook almost. And it's got like the side casing. It kind of reminds me of like how the Italian films used to be put together. But like, not like the hard case. Like, I've never even seen packaging like this. This is an MGM movie. Like look at the back. Like, dude's got fire coming from his hands. And I just read the description a little bit. It says, a spectacular sci-fi action adventure on blazing skates. So, like a futuristic sci-fi action movie where they're ice skating or something. It's like, this is so obscure. Like, it's funny. This kid probably just found something weird and thought I'd like it. But, like, they didn't have any idea how much this would mean to me. Like, just the thought alone, plus this being so obscure. Like, man, I wonder how much this is actually worth. Or, if, you know what I mean? Not that it matters, because I won't ever sell this. Because I do own a VCR still. But I thought this was so cool. Solar Babies, what the fuck? It's so fucking awesome, you guys. But, yeah, that's my whole haul. Well, I got a couple more. Actually, yeah, I do. In case you didn't watch my my haul from Motor City Nightmares, I did pick up Troll 2 and Death Row Game Show as well, if you haven't seen that. Just to document all my stuff on these horror movie collection updates. And we're already running on almost 25 minutes. I knew when it was like 15 titles, my ass couldn't shut up and keep everything under a minute. But either way, yeah, that's an update on my collection. I love physical media. I love horror movies. I love film in general. Glad I bought this groovy spinning case here. is completely gaudy in this room, like way too big for the size of this room. But either way, let me know in the comments if you guys have seen any of these films, which one you think I should watch first, besides the new Jurassic Park. And I gotta rewatch all the Child's Play 4Ks, but yeah, let me know if you've heard of any of these. Let me know which one you think I should watch. If you have any other suggestions for films I should watch, send them my way. And if you want me to review anything, please be my guest. Like, I've said it once, I'll say it again. If you suggest something for me to watch, I'll watch it and review it. Like, because a lot of people don't suggest shit. So if you do, I'll definitely review it. Other than that, I want to get off here before this video goes too long. I've been ranting and rambling. 25 minutes. Good Lord. But, yeah, just make sure you follow the VHS Days podcast on Spotify. That's VHS DAZE podcast on Instagram. That is me and my good friend, one half the Cream Street Mafia, Nick Baker, kind of going back and revisiting some of the movies from the VHS days, the video store days. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you'd like. Get the word out there, guys. I'm 6 subs away from 400, and that's the next, landmark right there. I'd really like to hit that. Other than that, it's Sunday fun day. I think you guys should watch some good horror flicks. I suggest Tubi. They have some of the most obscure and most fucked up horror movies around. Other than that, hope everybody's doing a great job. Like, great job at what? What the fuck am I talking about? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've been here this long, Blood Guts Gore. I'll check you next time.